Hello, Vonnie Salamon.
Hello, Michael Sameka.
Welcome.
Thank you.
What
It's
are we
a
doing?
joy to be here.
It is a joy to have you here.
I think we should do what we always do.
Which is what?
Have a conversation.
Oh, that's awesome. Fresh off the blue.
Fresh off a blue weekend.
Cool.
And yeah.
So go ahead, take it. Let's see where you go. I want to hear the
Take
first
it.
thing that comes out of your mouth.
Wow. Okay. I was absolutely smitten with the idea of, and I can't remember exactly the words, but about considering the possibility that it might.
Right. Are you
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
willing to consider the possibility that maybe?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah. And that was a real door opener for me, a window opener, because, well, I have this strong Aries part of myself that's like, okay, let's go. We're all in. We got to get going. Hurry up. And this allowed the breath to stop and consider, is that a door I really want to go through?
Absolutely.
Is that a project I really want to pick up? So that was a huge aha. I know these things, but going back to basics and finding new ways to describe it was really fabulous.
Do you think that there's any room for you to pick up any more projects? Is that even possible? I mean, why don't we cover what projects you have on your plate right now and all that you do for people who unfortunately don't know you?
Oh my goodness. Well, it's joy. Everything now that I have carved out for myself is joyous. I facilitate priestess circles, and I'm looking to expand those into priest and priestess circles so that we can interest men in understanding the connection between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So there's priestess, there's high priestess, and something called, alchemical creatrix, which is a deep study in the gene keys and understanding our chromosomal makeup from an archetypal perspective. So there's that. I also, my primary thing is to work with seniors. So I teach classes at East Cobb Senior Center.
You just left a class just now.
Yes.
You came right from there.
Right from there, fresh
Here.
off the press, yeah. And I also have a group in Roswell that I meet with on Wednesdays that are seniors, and we explore so much about aging, what it means, really some deep dive discussions
Nice.
about the aging process and how we shift our thinking in aging, what we want to look for, what we want to see.
Is there a certain concept that seems to stick more than others that you're actually amazed at? Like a point that you share that just across the board seems to get the best reception?
I think, because I also work with astrology to some degree and the archetypal energies, it's understanding that the way an energy was when we were young will transmute and transform into a different kind of energy with aging. So I think that is a big piece, and looking at how that can transform. And one of the things that just came up in the class I was teaching, the opportunity now, we get to draw a map for the rest of our lives. That it doesn't have to be prescribed or something that's been laid out for us. We have the opportunity to just think out of the box, go for it, whatever you've been dreaming about.
Are you seeing the reception to be really positive to that? That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
So, and that's the way I believe that people become more youthful, because when you're offering new ideas, it's the newness that they're ingesting, right? That's the
Right.
vitality, or the thrivopeutics is in the newness.
Right.
And that's where the juice is. And so it's wonderful that you're teaching information like that would be received so well.
And the concept of neuroplasticity for many is totally new, that they don't have to then retire to the couch with their remote and spend the rest of their lives like that. That there's just so much to do, and so much joy and fulfillment to be had.
Mm-hmm. So is there anything else that you're doing? You got
Is I have a group called Magnificent Women of a Certain Age, and we gather once every other month just to discuss things that don't get discussed anywhere else. Very personal, private things.
Like what? Like what? No,
Sex.
I'm just kidding. Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh, that's
certainly
nice.
sex as a senior takes on a very different energy.
Mm-hmm. It does. Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, later in life. So, yeah, so that's kind of fun. And we talk about financial things and what it means to be retired on a fixed income and what it means, all of those various elements. So the things that are a little challenging to discuss in public, we kind of discuss in this forum of about a dozen women.
Okay. Do you want to give an example of like what you do, like with me? Is there anything you want to? Is that possible? I don't know. So people can see your magic and your gifts. I mean, is there anything that you?
Well, for people who don't know, I've been working with you for 5 years, and the transformation in my life is immeasurable. That when I came to you, I didn't even know how to allow things to come into my life. That I felt that I had to work really hard and not have any ease in my life. And
I'm going to interrupt you because this is all very sweet, but I meant me as a participant and you as a facilitator, so people can get an idea of you and your magic and what you do.
Oh,
Can we give them an example? Is there anything that you can do with me? I mean, if you do, is there, I don't know, anything that you can do on the, spontaneousness of this? I don't know, like Gene Keys, you might need information. Astrology, you might need a birthday or chart. Or
so we can look at the elements and we can talk about, because you're at a pivotal point in your life where things begin to change. You begin to look at your life differently. You have such a wonderful idea of how to balance your life. And yet I think you've had some surprises as to what this aging process is going to mean for you. And so as we look at the elements of earth, water, air, and fire, we can look at how your participation with those elements has changed over time. So how is that?
It's great. So what do you need from me so that we can do that? Is there any kind of...
Nothing. We'll just talk it through.
Go ahead. Let's give everybody an example of the awesome Bonnie Salamon.
Okay. So we'll start with Earth, because Earth is a foundation.
Okay.
And Earth is everything in the physical realm. So it takes in our bodies, our homes, our vehicles, Mother Earth, and the changes in your physicality since you have reached this beautiful age that you are.
Thank you.
So what is it that you notice about the changes in yourself since, say, 10 years ago?
Well, I would say the Buddha belly, which I'm actually most proud of. I rub it all the time. I'm to talk about aging gracefully. I see the wisdom in my stomach. I see the years in my belly, and I do appreciate it. I really do. I know some people are like, "Oh boy, you better do those sit-ups, and hit those things." And I'm like, for my age, I think like this is probably perfect. This is like, when I look at that as possibly being dignity, other people will look at that and look at it like, no, that's irresponsibility. And we'd both be right. That's the fun part.
Yeah. Multiple truths.
Multiple truths.
My fave.
Me
My
too.
fave. Yeah.
But that's a big one. And I think the fact that, if you drink the Kool-Aid, people would say you'd have to have certain amounts of sleep each day. And I think that I am absolutely amazed at when I wake up, whether it's 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then, when I nap. And that stuff really amazes me. And, fortunately, I have a nice degree of going with itness. But like last night, forget it, I probably slept 10 straight hours because post-blue, it was pretty
You earned
amazing.
it, yeah.
I went out quickly, and I didn't even wake up to go to the bathroom. I pulled an all-nighter. But that's not
great.
normal, But I mean, that's one of the things that has changed I'm trying to think if there's anything else that has changed. Those are the big ones.
So from the standpoint of the physical changes, has that been disruptive to your life?
No, I think, as far as like the going with itness, I mean, if you could count, like disruptive is like, you go up a pant size and so you go shopping again. I love the opportunity to get new clothes. Mm-hmm. So I can't wear 36, so I'm looking for a 38,
So it's wonderful to see someone as vibrant in the aging process as you are. Not everyone is as willing to open to those changes.
Right.
Because they think it means a lot of things that it doesn't mean.
Mm-hmm.
And you have such a beautiful attitude, and it rubs off on your clients.
Mm-hmm.
That self-acceptance and the willingness to say, wow, look at this. And yes, this may be a little more weighty, literally.
Mm-hmm. No pun intended or intended.
Pun intended.
Right.
But look what the trade-off is.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Absolutely.
And we give ourselves so much more room in our pants and everything else to greet aging with a new perspective.
Absolutely. I love that you're saying that. And what I love is that you're actually bringing the new perspective, which is great, for people to consider. Mm-hmm. That's huge. And if they are wise and they observe the connection, right? We talked about playing with the phenomena. If they can see the phenomena that happens by even considering what you're offering, it's kind of delish.
Yeah. And then we get to the water realm, which is the realm of emotion. And the gift in the water realm is the gift to experience all emotion. From being icy cold to steamy hot and everything in between, to honor everything that comes in by way of emotion, including grief. And I know that you are a strong proponent of feeling what's coming up for you.
Absolutely. And sanctify it. You don't have to repress it. You don't have to stop it. You can welcome it, get to know it, treat it well, treat it kindly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And our society has done so much teaching of you have to hold back. And, for men, you've got to be macho and you've got to be strong and don't cry. And
it is
all
strong.
Of those.
I have a real issue with our paradigm around the expression of emotion. I mean, truly, for people who are expressing a tremendous amount of emotions, meaning they're not inhibiting it, they're not repressing it, suppressing it, there isn't any inhibitory factor happening, they are just expressing a myriad of emotions, or maybe even just one, but for a continuous period of time. We label that, are you ready for this? As emotional instability.
Yes.
And that when you're emotionally stable, you're not expressing emotions at all.
Yeah.
You think maybe that paradigm is problematic, and maybe that has a lot to do with it. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't issues if the emotions never stop, ever stop. What is considered unstable, right? Unstable, emotional instability. But at some point, there is a natural timing and order of things. And if people are expressing something, there's a darn good reason they're expressing it.
Exactly.
And to turn around and say, no, you shouldn't express this, as if there's no reason.
So in the groups that I work with, if someone is expressing through emotion, no one else is allowed to come to them, to even offer them a tissue, or to put their arms around them or comfort them. They're on their path to clear whatever it is that emotion is.
That's wonderful.
And that we honor that and allow it to flow. That's part of the water teachings, as is, and here we go to the flip side, play. Because water teaches us about playing. And as we age, we don't always do enough play.
Right.
So I see you doing some play things. I know you work very, very, very hard and very long hours. And
every day of the week.
Every day of the week. And I wonder how you play.
Hard. Deeply. Passionately.
Ah, okay.
Sexually.
I knew that, but I didn't want to go there. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah. And you make time for that. You have special time that you set aside to do that.
Right.
I think that from the standpoint of emotion, we just, and the mental realm, which is air, we take ourselves so seriously,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and everything. And you're going to love this. Oi, oi, this is happening, right? And oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. And oh, my heart is broken. It'll never heal again. And I'll never get out of the abyss that I'm in. And so.
Would you like to buy some Bibles? People have no idea what that means. It's just because you're having the thought doesn't mean you have to entertain the thought. Just like if you have a Bible salesman knocking on your door, you know, the reality of having a thought is no indication of its accuracy or utility.
I love that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I love that.
Well,
And
we entertain them. Can I rub your back? What can I get you while you're making me miserable? Thought. What can I get you while I'm entertaining you and giving you free run of my house?
yeah. And we are always at choice in the mental realm
Absolutely.
to make a different decision.
Absolutely.
You know, where we always have the opportunity to say, you know, that's not serving me. That thought isn't serving me. And it's an old thought, and it's a recursive thought.
Thank you.
That's going to take me down the rabbit hole.
Look at you taking care of me.
You bet.
You know, there is a saying about like choice points, and that, you know, there are spiritual disciplines, very accurate disciplines that say, let what comes come, let what goes go. Mm-hmm. And we recognize that choice points actually changes what comes and what goes. Mm-hmm. And if you can play with the phenomena, that you could start giving yourself permission to make connections based on choices that you're making consciously or even subconsciously, then you can start really working on that, you know, that level of mastery that will really help you choose more wisely, you know, mindfully. So
absolutely.
Choice points are huge. I mean, they really are game changers, and they really do alter what comes and goes in your life. And so that's a big one.
And there's another piece, too, with the mental realm that's intention. The importance of setting intention, no matter how small, no matter if it's just for the intention of how I would be with you in a recording session.
Did you do that? Did you set an intention on how you would be with me in a recording session?
My intention was that I would come in and just do what you and I do, which is to have deep and meaningful conversations.
Nice.
And that would be enough.
On March 4th, Catalyst Day, where it's all about setting intentions, moving forward healing, 6 sessions, Thriveapeutics, you know, the progressive model. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, my intention today on my session was I choose to experience and express greater dynamicism.
Beautiful.
That was my
and that's going to keep
2019 Catalyst Day intention.
Forever young.
Yes,
forever
absolutely.
Young. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And then there's passion. There's fire. The element of fire, which is all about fully running our life force. And I don't know anyone else who more fully runs their life force, Michael, than you. And the joy and the passion with which you live your life and share with your clients. I don't know how fully people can appreciate what you bring, because in our society we're not used to that. You know, we're not used to somebody getting really excited, getting on the couch, being just joyfully happy with their life.
You're a people. Just want you to know that. And so you delivering it is plenty. I mean, if I need to hear that from everybody, I'm pretty poor, right? Means I haven't received it. So you count as a people.
Thank you.
So you delivering that is truly enough.
Thank you. It's wonderful to watch. And for those of us who are willing to be open to that life force that you give, I can't, there aren't words enough to express how much juice it gives somebody like me to be able to see that generated in the world, especially by the divine masculine, which you so fully represent.
Thank you.
That ability to honor the feminine and still stay strong in your masculinity.
I was going to ask you to define what divine masculine was. Does that cover it? Is that what it is? Or?
Well, the divine masculine will honor both the feminine and the masculine and know that within him lies both the feminine and the masculine, and that he can honor both sides of both parts of himself and integrate them into just an amazing whole brain human being.
Thank you. I'll receive that.
Okay.
I've got a long way to go, but I'm pretty proud of how far I've gone. You know?
Yeah. It's, I, as someone who came from a business environment with very stoic men, and, everything was all business, and when it wasn't, it was way off the rails. And it fell into two stereotypic camps, let's say. So they were either macho men doing their macho things, or they were wolfish and not appropriate. So to find someone who can feel the full scope of his emotions, be fully in the water realm and fully in the mental realm with all the amazing things that you've created in the work, all the work things, it's pretty fabulous. I mean, you embody everything that that the divine masculine, in my mind, should be. And then there's the spiritual aspect, of aging, and that our relationship with the God of our understanding changes as we age. And what are we willing to do? What are the connections that we're willing to make with the God of our understanding as we age? And you do that. You seem to bring the spiritual into everything you do without dogma and without pushing an agenda. So I would say that...
You mean without people knowing that I'm pushing an agenda? No, I'm just kidding. No. Well, I'm not just kidding, but I'm kidding. But I'm sure there's some truth to that.
How would you describe your agenda?
Right now, it's to promote this work, this methodology. It's to serve the unknown face. I think that I've watched a couple of the interviews, and I see myself leading people to talk about the work. Like, I'd like to see the work get credit, because I think it can help so many people. And so I do lead people. I'm not as biased and, Zen-like while I'm doing these interviews. I am interested in, people's experiences and like how they think this work should be promoted, or even, when they say something, like if you were to say something about the work, it's different than if other people say things about the work, and your words are going to touch some people and make other people yawn. And, somebody else will say something and make your people yawn, the people that would be like excited about it. And so I'm always interested to see different perspectives about what helps people find their way to thrivopeutics, for a lack of term, because I do believe it starts with the mindset. And I'm pretty, I can get dogmatic about a mindset, as even during a blue weekend. I mean, a couple of times I can fall off the rails, Mr. Zen master, right? Hey, look at this, while I'm getting soapboxy, while I'm teaching to get off a soapbox. So
soapboxes are to get off, not on?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I sure find it very organic to get on there. Oh, hi, Jack. Thanks for the boost.
Well, I have to say that in successions, or as I call it, the pathway to bliss, sanctification is a game changer. It's a life changer. When you can hold with the knowledge that things happen for you.
That is a game changer.
And that you have the opportunity to bless or curse whatever is befalling you. And that makes a difference in your body, mind, and spirit.
That's beautiful. Are we saying deciding factor? Because it was the determination. Whether something is good or bad is based on how you choose to see it.
Yeah.
Because people, we were talking before about like people are not allowed to hand tissues. And I'm thinking, in my office, people are not allowed to even have a furrowed brow. They're not even allowed to be like, "Oh, you poor child." I'm like, no, we don't contribute that here. Thank you. There's nothing. You're a little, oh, that poor thing. It's like, no, actually, you need to take a deeper dive than that. This is nothing poor about their experience. It's rich.
And I just have to thank you for helping me to make my life everything I had hoped it would be in so many ways.
Bonnie, thank you.
Is life perfect? Not always.
Sound
The
like my wife. She
the
says,
abundance so outweighs anything else. And you've helped me open my eyes to all of it, as well as find the words, because I do like words. And the words, the descriptions, the phrases, the steps, all of those things are really deeply ingrained in me now. They're part of my DNA, so that I can pay it backward and forward.
nice. Thank you for that.
So that I believe, and I was told many years ago that I came to clear ancestral DNA, and I so believe that what you've helped me do over the last 5 years has made a tremendous difference in clearing the DNA, and it's given me things to pass on to my heirs and my tribe.
And all that you touch, and all the people that you touch. And you know, we have something called reverse healing, and I really do believe that this work does indeed go backwards. Like, you know, our lineage, you know, our past lives, whatever you want to look at, our ancestry. You know, when we set something right, everybody who's been part of that is set right. And because they're still connected, you know, we're all connected. And I really believe that whole concept of reverse healing really helps me, you know, continue, go forward, you know, stay the course, stick with itness.
Well, I hope that in some way I can express my gratitude to you by passing your work on.
Thank you.
And offering it in ways that are meaningful and that really carry forward the true message of what you meant. So I'm working on that.
Thank you so much. I received that. I will share with you, not to take away your thunder. Keep going. Do that. Get better at it. But you know you already do that already. But in the realm of greaterness, and you can improve, you go, girl. You know, keep going. It's a blessing, not a curse, that we can continue to grow and get better. And for a lot of people, you know, it kind of works as like a menacing factor, because we hear that voice going, you know, I'm not doing as good as I should be, or I'm not where I thought I would be. I'm like, who is? You know, we're all, you know, you realize we're unlimited, right? And that's a blessing, not a curse. You're making it sound like it's a curse, the fact that there's no ceiling to quality of life improvements. You got to really reconcile that quickly so that you can be organically gentle with yourself instead of philosophically gentle with yourself while you look in the mirror going, I mean, it's nice to hear Sameka talk about that shit, but you do know you're supposed to be further along, right? It's like, no, not right.
Not right.
Not right, no.
So I, you know, again, deep gratitude, and keep doing what you're doing. And I would just say to anybody watching, Michael has tremendously big energy. And if you're willing to be open and receive the messages, your life will change dramatically for the good in ways that you never, ever could have anticipated at the beginning of your sojourn, your journey with this man.
Disclaimer, this is Bonnie's testimony. I'm going to let you know in her words, but I can bring a dozen people in here that would go, well, I went to Dr. Michael and I don't even get what it was all about. And everything that she said, which is absolutely amazing, wasn't my experience. So you need to know that that is also true. And I don't know who's ever watching this, which category you fall into. So no guarantees, but if you love Bonnie and you love what she's about and you feel her energy, I feel pretty confident that what she's sharing will be able to manifest together. But if you're scratching your head going, what the hell is she talking about? I probably fall in that former category that I was talking about.
Well, I look forward to many years of sharing and doing work with you and doing your work. And
thank you. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for being my guest yet again. So
my pleasure.
I remember asking you, can we do this again? I've been saying that a lot. And here we are, 5 years later, we're doing it again, finally.
Absolutely.
So let's not wait 5 years and do this again. And
fantastic. Thank you, Michael.
Bonnie, give us your phone number, how people can get a hold of you.
404-502-0497.
And if they have cold feet and they'd rather just look on a website because they'd rather see from afar if they really want to call.
autumnsfire.org, autumnsfire.org, because even if you're in the autumn of your life, you have got so much fire and so much to give.
Now, Bonnie, I can't thank you enough for all that you've done, continue to do, especially in the realm of this work as a role model for what's possible. Even while you're going through the autumn of your life, you're an inspiration to all of us. But your love and your support and everything that truly is organically you is with me forever and will be with me all the days of my life. So
Thank you.
thank you. Till next time.
Till next time.